live?
Hello, welcome back to Thieves Incorporated, our first consecutive week of Thieves Incorporated, in fact. This is rather exciting. Now let us see how many poor decisions we can make consecutively this session before we accidentally create another new character.
Decisions. Poor decisions? We don't make poor decisions, only intelligent ones.
All right. So last we left off, our intrepid heroes are now, went across the desert of Jazeera to go to the giant temple city.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Spencer. You called us heroes, and I don't think we've done anything to recommend us as heroes. In fact, most of us run in a criminal organization.
Yeah, most of us by the end of this campaign, most of us would probably be anti-heroes at best.
Yeah, and I would like to point out my character could at best be. My character is probably the most morally upstanding of us all, and I'm a pirate.
Listen, in this pirate society, you are heroes. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, compared to everyone else.
Okay, I'll give you that.
How about you say our protagonists?
Our protagonists, our intrepid protagonists. There we go.
That works.
All right. Where were we? Okay, so they crossed the Great Desert. It's like they picked they picked flesh off of a giant purple worm.
Yes, we scavenged like absolute vultures. We did not kill it, but we got all the goods from it.
We descended on
we had bought the purple worm
the
when we
whole
died, so
Yeah.
We're like, oh look, there's noises outside the camp. Hey, it'll be fine. Wake up! Ooh, there's a dead purple worm. Go rob it. Go scare the purple worm.
Those guys probably loved us.
Yes.
But yeah, and so they crossed the desert and they met with Belladros Geltz, and he's currently been giving them the rundown. It's like he brought them to the entrance to what can only be described as a very big tomb where it is highly believed by Belladros that that's where the Eldritch Amulet lies, and that's the thing that he wants. However, they can't blow up the door because they already tried, and it doesn't seem to work. And now you're just down here with him, and this is like, I guess we just left off at you guys asking questions to him.
yeah, we got our information about like the orbs are different colors of dragons, and there's that blue dragon skeleton and the red figure on top of the tower and that sort of stuff.
Yes, and the red, and also giving a strong recommendation to the rest of the party that that any treasures we come across that may have a connection to this man's research, we should probably not touch, as them researcher types be kind of stingy about this sort of thing.
Yes.
And
I'm not going to tell you what to do with it. You do whatever you want. I'm just telling you, it's like what the consequences are.
No. You don't tell us what to do. You just give us the consequences of our actions.
All right. So I guess it's down to what do you guys want to do?
Well,
Should we go talk to the
either go
person
for
in
the
red?
dragon skeleton or the figure first. So.
Well, the figure is above the tower. However, I would recommend we get rest before we do any of this.
Probably.
As we had been walking for 2 days straight, and I assume it was pretty close to nighttime when we reached this tower.
Yes, it's like 7 p.m. ish.
Yeah. So I recall that there was a. So I don't remember if our contract ever specified there being any form of lodging at the actual site, or if we just had to camp out in some way.
All right. So
because when we initially got our equipment, it did not occur to me that we could potentially be in a city such as this, which seems to have a marketplace.
Yes, it's like as you read back, as you read back through the contract, it's like, so you read back through it, or at least like read through a certain part, and you remember a part that states that while there is lodging, additional charges may be applied.
Understood. Excellent. So we'll have to either find a good camping site or see how much a night will cost us.
Well, keep in mind we do have one outdoorsman's pack, which does have a tent. And
Yeah,
Paimon
exactly.
is very small, and that leaves what's her name? The goblin, who's also fairly small because goblin, and Brobnar, who's a bugbear. So in theory, 3 of them could actually sleep in the tent.
Yeah.
And then the 3 of us who don't sleep can be outside. I mean, 2 of you don't even really need to sit down, and I can just sit down on a rock or something and just meditate for 4 hours.
Yeah, Skirvo just kind of stops. He doesn't sleep. He just kind of stops in whatever his last position was.
Yeah, basically Warforged just stand still for 6 hours.
Yep, and because they don't specify what that position has to be, I like to flavor it as Skirvo just kind of stops mid whatever he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not unusual to see him in a strange pose.
All right. So I guess you're done asking questions about the 2.
I believe
entrants.
we got most of our questions for now answered, and worst case scenario, we know how to find this guy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's once again with a double tap of his staff. He just brings you back to the entrance of like his little villa place that he lives in.
Oh, actually,
I see that everything is in order.
Oh, one more question. If we were to procure the orbs, are we to give them straight to you, or deliver them down to the door?
Either way works. I will check. I will check daily to see what work has been done. I guess it would be easier for you to receive a reward if you bring it to me. So that would be preferred, unless, of course, you are more selfless than you take on.
Understood. Recommendations taken to heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like out of game, Skirvo is pretty selfless. It's just that in his current situation, he needs some coin in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pay the repair bill on kindness. In fact, in his current state, he's more likely to be sold to the scrapyard.
This is true.
So he needs to make it worth their while to keep him around. So, where do we head first, me laddies?
Well,
Look at me.
I mean, you guys could look for like a vacant place, or you guys could like, I don't know. If you guys are planning on camping out, it's like, where do you plan on camping out? Do you want to camp like in this square?
you have to camp in the middle of the mall or something.
Yeah.
What do I care? I'm not the one sleeping in it.
I mean, you were standing outside for basically 8 hours. Well, not standing, but sitting outside for 8 hours in the dark.
True. Unless we just abandon our sleeping friends so we can go do productive things. You all sleep here. We're gonna go off and do stuff. Oh, fun times, fun times. So what do we want to do? Do we want to price a hotel-ish thing, or do we want to just find a spot to camp?
Should probably at least investigate to see what the price is.
All right. So, consensus is that you guys just want to find a place to stay at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see the price, what it is, and then we'll decide from there.
All right. So, each of you make a perception check
Perception, you say?
as your guys are looking around, fumbling to find a place to stay for the night.
Nope.
Ah, Theron, this spot of ground looks very nice.
Floor
Yes.
there is made of floor.
Yes.
Floor is made out of floor.
Floor.
How very observant of me.
The
I have made
villa
a
looks like a
critical
nice
discovery.
place to stay. All right, so. All right, so. Okay, so Paimon, you specifically find a. What was it? You find an inn of sorts, and John, you seem to find like a vacant house of sorts.
Okay.
Oh, and in Skirbo, you find like okay. Listen. So if John found like a vacant house in like a in a pretty bad looking neighborhood, Skirbo, you found this is a much nicer looking 2-story Pueblo house that doesn't seem to have any people in it at the moment.
May as well stay there.
All right, works for me.
So as you got okay, so actually, who's entering the house first?
I didn't.
I would
find
like to check for traps.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so Theron, if you're the one entering first, it's like go ahead, check for traps. I think
Okay,
that's
It's investigation.
Perception? Investigation. Bummer. What's with these dice?
With the 4, you don't notice any traps. However, something strange happens. It's like as soon as you enter the place, as the place just kind of like starts heating up. Not like to an unbearable temperature, but it's like in the cold night of the desert, it makes it a lot more bearable to live in. And then there's just like this soft glow of lights just in the household.
So like kind of like the house has a permanent Liamon's tiny hut on it?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like, that's just strange. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah, it's a little more homey.
Nod.
Kind of like it.
I'm going to draw my rapier and check to make sure this building truly is uninhabited.
Alright, so, you draw your rapier, and as, some sand particles from, like, the desert just, like, flick off of it, and they just kind of, like, disappear as soon as they touch the floor. However, you're already in, and it seems that as you like walk in, like your clothes just like get clean for no reason whatsoever.
Sir, this is most strange. I point this out to everyone else. There's something odd about this place. Something magical, perhaps? I continue to look around.
All right.
You verify the building is indeed empty.
As you continue to look around, it's like in this listen. So in this house, or at least from my notes that I put down, it's that after going through like this 20-foot like sized foyer, there are two doors, one to the north and one to the east. Okay, I'm just going to say like, yes, we're just going with wherever you're facing now is north.
Okay, so there's one ahead and one to the right.
Yes.
Um,
And this seems to be like a little kitchen area, and there is some rudimentary, likely, like made, just sandstone-esque. What was it?
Utensils?
No, not utensils, but like a couch,
where?
Oh,
like a slab,
Stone.
like sandstone, like a
like
stone
a
slab.
Flintstone style couch.
Yes. It doesn't have any cushions on it, though.
Like just a stone slab.
Somebody could.
So it's a stone
Yes,
bench.
there
Stone bench.
is no cush. I'm sorry to inform you.
So it's just a stone bench.
Yes, it's a stone bench. And there's like a stone table that's like up against it. That's a little bit higher than the stone bench. But there's no furnishings whatsoever.
I will open the door in front of me.
All right, you open the door in front of you, and you see, you see a set of beds, 4 to be exact,
Convenient.
as well as like this is 2. Well, okay, the beds are made out of wood, and they look pretty comfortable. You don't know until you feel them.
Okay, and then the other door.
All right. As you go out and you go through the other door, it seems to be like a outhouse of sorts, but it's indoors. Truly remarkable technology.
Indoor plumbing, guys.
Oh, well, that's nice. It's Pogs.
So it's completely
Oh
underground.
yeah.
Just,
I also forgot to mention there's a staircase in like the bedroom, but it's like also made of stone.
What's upstairs?
As you go upstairs, it just seems to be a giant storage space.
So it's an attic. Okay.
Okay.
That
Seems like a
and
pretty
then
good
there's a
home
door.
base, honestly.
Yeah, and then there's like a door in the attic space that like
Oh, what's behind the door?
You don't know
It
that.
Door
leads-
number 1.
it leads to a balcony / terrace.
Okay.
Okay, out of game. Did Skirvo accidentally find the what Spencer had planned to be our hub?
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't. Perhaps
Maybe.
I'm telling
Okay,
you,
so
they
that's a
could
yes.
also upgrade if you find something else if you want. This is just a random place you found.
Well, this place seems
You-
pretty good, so
Yep.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
The attic can double between the storage container and the workshop
yeah.
Oh my
for
god.
all of our tinkering needs.
Mhm.
So we got a bunk room, a kitchen, and indoor plumbing.
Yeah, clearly we're set.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least we're set for you organic types. I might
Shut up.
need.
All right, so
Like I
guess
said,
this could
upstairs can be a
this
workshop.
Could be our home base then. We may as well stay here.
Yeah. You know, of course, until somebody, it turns out the actual owners come back and we're like, we were just in Glasgow, Scotland.
That's some strange foreshadowing.
I'm just guessing stuff all day long.
Yeah.
Question:
So what now? It's like
does the front door swing in or out?
it swings. Oh, there is. What was it? Yeah. It swings inward.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how it works. It's like I'm looking at the door I have now. Yeah, it swings inward. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm trying to think of okay, so listen. So the door, if you're on the outside and if you can push the door on the outside, you don't pull the door on the outside.
Okay. Yeah, most residential doors are push, enter, pull, exit. Versus commercial buildings are the reverse.
Yeah, it swings.
Like with banks, it's like the other way around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why though.
Commercial buildings have different fire safety rules than residential.
Gotcha.
Alright, I'd like to try to wire up something so that, if the door is opened, then it makes a loud noise. Even if it just, drops something heavy to make a loud noise.
Or we could just use a bell. I mean, at least three of us have burglar's packs, which each come with bell and string.
Oh, you have bells? Okay. We could use that. And I was just mentioning that because I do have string. I don't have a burglar's pack, I don't think, but I do have string.
Yeah, it's like you're not a thief. God.
I mean, we did starting gold anyways, so.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah. So, who's making the contraption?
I was. As our resident tinker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. Whatever skill. Yeah.
I'll just mark down that my bell's on the door.
30-20.
Yeah, this is like dang, this is a pretty nice bell and string thing you got there. It's like, what's it? Not a door knocker that you have now, but it's got like one of those things that you enter a shop and then it just goes deep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ding-a-ling.
Exactly what we wanted.
About this.
Mm-hmm.
What are the rest of you doing? Because it's like this process will probably take like 30 minutes to an hour.
Well, I still want to double check, make sure there's no actual signs of life throughout the entire building. But, if we had already done that.
Right. So
Really?
other than like the glowing
Servo
light,
clearly has trust issues. How many times do I have to explain
It was a joke. It was a joke, especially because I was very unobservant today, apparently.
Yeah.
With the 4 and F1.
All right.
Nah, you're still under the impression that it would have been better if you stayed at the villa.
So I'll
So you want to like roll something for that, like perception, or do you just want to?
Yeah, I'll roll a perception. That's probably that's my better out of them's.
Okay.
Well.
All right. So with that 13, it's like you can tell that the light is glowing like from these orange rectangles that just so happen to be in the corner of the rooms.
Well, I found the lighting.
And after like some exploration to like how they work, it's like you just say the word off and wherever like the light is in the room just turns off.
Oh.
I see. We're back to magical devices that have to make me look like a complete asshat.
Lights on, lights off. Kind of a thing.
On, off. At least it's better than that.
Will cock his head and then say the the relevant phrase in Thrycreen to see if that works?
It seems to also work.
Okay.
Hey, at least it's not quite as stupid looking as when we, as that elevator shaft in Curse of Strahd. Up. 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 Down. 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 There's no way you don't sound stupid on that thing.
Be like that sometimes.
Like, there's no way to say that for the effect and not look completely stupid. So it seems we've found a, at the very least, temporary headquarters to operate out of. For all we know, this was the house claimed by what's-his-face, and he's going to come in being like, what are you doing in my house?
That would be so
What are
funny.
you doing in my swamp?
Well, to be completely fair, the door was unlocked. We thought it was vacant. Ah. Well, I see we're both at fault then.
And he really needs a trip to IKEA, I guess.
Anyways, so I guess we'll set up for the night if there seems to be no further trouble.
Just looking in like the cupboards. I assume there's cupboards in the kitchen. Are they empty? Are they stocked? Are they stocked with old nasty food that we need to throw out?
Well, other than a couple of cobwebs for the most part, it seems to be largely empty.
Okay.
Wow, so this place was abandoned. Were there windows? Were they broken windows? Were they boarded up?
There's not really windows per se.
Oh.
I mean, there are holes in the wall that are square shaped, but there's no glass to like go in there. It just seems to be like a pane that's like higher up that just like lets light in during the day.
Okay.
Higher up, so it's not on ground level.
Yeah, it's on ground level. It's just like,
Oh.
but the windows per se aren't.
That's what I was asking about the windows. Is
All
that you could not get in through climbing in the window without something like flight or a ladder or something.
Yeah, or at least some
Would it be a
ability to climb.
Would it be a survival or investigation or both to see what level of abandoned this place is?
Shoot, I know how to put this in like 3.5 terms, which is really stupid because I've only played 3.5 once. I was gonna say, make a knowledge city check. It's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not a thing.
Could be history, could be insight, could be survival, could be investigation.
Yeah, just like do insight, but okay.
Insight? That doesn't really make sense.
Insight is kind of the, like, from the clues you have, what do you know? One.
Okay.
Right. But I guess like I don't know, like
it's
a
the
small.
Sherlock Holmes, the Sherlock Holmes skill.
All right. I guess I could fly insight with that knowledge.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you like a little penalty, like -2, because from Skirbo's history, I don't think you've been to too many desert towns before.
We'll see. We have no idea how long he's actually been sailing. Skirbo's probably my favorite in terms of backstory. I keep it intentionally vague.
All right.
Anyway, so, but I'll add that -2, and we'll completely remove my the one thing I had. All right.
All right. So with a 7, you listen. You're like, yeah. It's probably this place has been, or at least if anyone was here, the entire place has been looted. But somebody took great care not to mess up the place when they looted it.
Well, it would also stand that this place can't really get messed up too much because we're getting cleaner. as you said.
Yeah.
Yes, or at least from sand. I don't know if you guys trudged through any mud on the way. You guys actually didn't go to the cacti place, so you wouldn't have any water, per se.
Yeah, but Skirvo also had some pretty bad patches of rust on him.
Oh, the rust is still there. It's just the sand that's gone.
Okay, so yeah, whatever wiped the sand off seems to be exclusively for sand, as far as I'm concerned.
After,
Yes, it's like
which is really good for Skirvo's joints.
As the caked on sand gets removed, you notice Ticker's carapace is bright blue. You never noticed that before because it was always so covered in sand and grime.
What is Ticker trying to be all embarrassed about it?
No, it's just something that the color of his shell was much more muted before. Is all. I'm just mentioning that.
Robnar stands back. It's like with his cudgel, and he looks at you with great inquiry. Who is this person?
I just turn around, Mr. Ragnar. It's Mr. Ticker.
Are you sure? That doesn't look like Mr. Ticker.
He was just filthy before. No offense, Mr. Ticker.
I imagine this is happening
No response
while he's still working on the contraption.
Yeah.
He just kind of mutters something in Throat-Green.
He was absolutely filthy. It's just that he was absolutely filthy before. No offense.
We were all pretty filthy.
Robnar slowly puts down the cudgel.
There, that's a good lad. Yeah. Well, might as well find a location for you all to bunk up for the night.
I gesture towards the bunk room. There's a bunk room in there.
Excellent. This place may have been abandoned for one reason or another. Can't be too careful. Was there like a fireplace or something?
No, it seems that the orange cubes, strange iridescent orange cubes, just so happen to provide enough heat for it to be perfect for humanoid type creatures that don't live in the Arctic.
Excellent.
Is there a stove or an oven to cook things in?
Yes,
Stove, I'd imagine.
there is.
Okay.
There's a fire pit of some sorts that, you know what? I guess there is kind of a fireplace, but it's not. I thought we were talking about a recreational type fireplace. Not it's specifically
Well, Skirvo may have been. I'm asking about a cooking device.
Yeah. I was asking primarily for one of the first uses of fire, cooking.
But yeah, there is
it's
a
weird
fire
that I'm asking.
of sorts that does have a weird rudimentary chimney type thing attached to it.
Alright. The question is though, why is the Warforged that doesn't eat concerned about cooking?
Because I don't need none of your meat bags starving on my watch.
Meat bags. Just out of character. What are you, HK-47 or something?
Yeah. What, would you prefer he called you a liquidious flesh bag?
The fleshlings.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not that Skirvo has disdain for organic life. It's just that he finds everything you require inconvenient.
I mean, just remember that every person you know is actually just a water-filled bag of carbon.
Yup. Yep. I mean, it's not like he can judge their construction. I mean, he's made of some copper, iron, probably a few bits of decorative gold. But he's just, yeah, he's sitting around and he's looking around at you guys just like you guys need to eat. You need like all these things. Me, I just need to replace my parts every few months or so and get some and just stay still for a couple minutes and I'm good to go. I don't know. I don't know what kind of the mindset of, I don't know what cruel being created you all, but clearly he hated you. Anyways. So as for everyone else getting their cooking done, because I feel like it would be beneficial if us non-sleepers were to
the two of you were to go off and get
were to explore the nearby area and see what else is in the area.
Ticker nods.
Okay, so the question would be, for food, this is going to be like our long-term base. We want to just spend money for rations, or just go to the trade goods and buy bulk foods like, cooking stock, nuts, herbs, or fruits, or flour, vegetables, grain. Yeah.
It would probably be a good idea to investigate. It'll probably be fine if we lodge here for the night, but if we plan on any long-term stay, we should probably double check to make sure nobody's actually going to miss the place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the rest of the party goes off to do something and one of us stays and stakes the place out to make sure no one comes there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. It would also be just a good idea to ask around, find anyone official looking. Hell, maybe Bellatros knows.
Mm-hmm. Is there any sort of cooling unit, like an ice box, or I suppose there might be refrigerated kind of things? I mean, there's magic and it's funky planes for all kinds of things from different settings can be.
Honestly, it would not. I would find it weird if we had the ability to create artificial life, but did not possess the ability of a basic refrigeration unit.
Some priorities are over others.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at this
for the refrigerator, so
it's an insulated metal box and cast a cone of cold on it.
Yeah, put some arcane runes on it that force the contents inside to remain cool. I mean, it wouldn't be that difficult. It just sounds hilarious to me, the idea of them being like, I can create a living, breathing, walking man out of metal and pipes.
But I can't chill my steak.
Yeah, but I can't keep my steak for more than a week.
A week? That's a very long time without refrigeration.
Well, I was meaning he dried it or something.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could keep it longer if you salt cured it.
Yeah, salt cured, dried it. That's
so. I mean, just straight up raw. It's no refrigeration. Same day service.
Yeah.
And that's assuming it's packed on ice.
So, who wants to do what then?
I will meditate for 4 hours, while the plebs who have to sleep actually sleep.
Yeah, I will.
Skirvo and I were gonna go just investigate the nearby area.
Yeah. Take a walk around the town, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
See what's around. Try to stay out of trouble.
Yeah. So, before you guys head out, I'll tell you guys. I'll meet up with you in 4 hours, and then I go to meditate. Keep in mind, Skirvo, you do have to stand still for 6 hours.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't planning on him staying out that long. In fact, it's probably a good idea that when we swap out, Skirvo goes and retains his remaining 6.
Mm-hmm. We're going to do a 10-hour rest instead of an 8-hour rest? I meditate for 4 hours out of 8, and you have to stand still for 6 out of 8.
Yeah, I was gonna actually wait a bit to get some rest before I headed out.
Because it would probably
For
take
this
us like
escapade?
a couple, it took us like a half hour to get the device built, and maybe a little bit of other time to do other little things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so we'll take a walk
saying
around.
that Warforged can't talk while they're in Sentry's Rest.
Oh.
This is true.
I mean, you could just like talk and watch, but that's about it.
Yeah.
All right. So,
It'll be our talking scarecrow at the door.
Yeah, Skirvo. Oh my god, I could use throw voice. I could use throw voice and I think we found Skirvo's new profession, the Scarecrow. They pay him to stand outside for 6 hours. Easiest job he ever had.
I'll have to get my rest, but it's the middle of the day. Don't question me.
It's the middle of the
standing
day.
in the middle of the field. I am Scarecrow. I'm getting paid to rest.
Skirvo, what are you doing?
Making money. That's what.
Yeah, they just like he's not moving, but they do hear a. I be putting the fear of God into the crows. like you see a crow just like flies down and then he just goes flies away. This is the easiest gig I've ever had. Oh God, that wouldn't be a bad idea for a part-time job if we needed it.
Right. Okay. So as Ticker and Turbo leave the building, it's like the bell goes off as it's supposed to. And you guys just kind of wander around the town. Well, this quote-unquote town.
Yeah, get a lay of the land.
So the both of you roll me like perception checks unless you're looking for something particular. I guess investigation.
I would be keeping an eye out specifically for a place that can supply materials for gunsmithing. Where I can get the materials to make the guns out of, where I can get black powder, where I can get stuff like that.
It might be a little too dark
for the actual hardware of the gun. You might want to try a blacksmith or a carpenter.
Yeah, I'm more after the materials because I can turn the materials into something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. A blacksmith would have iron, a carpenter would have wood.
Yeah, that's true. But
so
mostly black powder is the most important thing.
Black powder would probably be an alchemist.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a little too dark for Skirvo. Look at that 11.
Investigation then, Spencer?
Yeah, investigation.
Skirvo got distracted by the pretty sky again.
So you go to or at least you look around for a bit, and then you see like a big a big sign that's lit up by torches, and it reads Trader Jonathan's. And it says, seller of general goods and other adventuring equipment.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be open at the moment, because it is like 10.
Yeah, I'm more just keeping an eye out for shops that look like they would sell that, not necessarily shops that are open or selling that.
Wait, Skirvo, did you roll? Or did you get
I did. I rolled an 11. It was awful.
All right. Oh, what's that 11?
I was probably distracted by the pretty sky again.
You're distracted by the pretty sky. A big a big red sign that just reads "The Red Light Bells," and there seems to be like some sort of like golden bell with like red inlets on it. It's a brothel.
Well, at least you're learning more than I did. Remember,
Yeah.
the floor is made out of floor.
Yeah.
Amazing scientific discovery here.
Skirbo just kind of scoffs at the idea of a brothel. It never got anything good for Warforge. There was one that did offer services. Wasn't very impressed.
I love how that's his gripe with the brothel. Not the morals of it or anything like that, or that it's organics, wasting money or time or whatever.
Brad.
It's they don't have anything for robots.
He's a pirate.
Well,
They practically live on brothels.
He's a robot. He could be like, pathetic organics, always having to do something, whatever. And he's like, no. They don't offer anything for robots. This is his gripe.
Yeah. Because I mean, when it comes down to it, they raise the morale of his men. So, sometimes the women too. And they never. But when it came to him, it was just like. I was picturing this I thought about it at one point, and I just pictured this really stupid situation of like a lady working on him, just being like, you like that, Captain? And he's just like, I feel nothing, right? And it just goes.
It's like, well, now that you mentioned it, my joints are a little bit better lubricated. I think you fixed the squeaky gear.
Yeah. I was just.
Hey, that bearing no longer squeaks. Amazing.
And then I was just picturing he goes. I was just picturing it then like shows later that day he goes to a frickin' mechanic, and the dude's just like, crazy weather outside, right? Finally, a man of conversation. Anyways,
so 3 hours in, it's reached about 1 o'clock, and then just suddenly you realize that the lights just go out everywhere. You were caught in utter darkness, save be for some torchlight that seems to be a little bit out of reach, but downwards of position from you. Like down the hill, down the pyramid complex.
Out of character, there seems to be a curfew.
Yes, it do.
Apparently, I don't have any torches. I thought I did.
You don't have any torches?
No, I don't.
What equipment pack did you go for your starting equipment?
You are clearly overestimating Skirvo if you think any torches that would have been on him didn't rot away by now.
Well, yeah, but I guess we best just get back. I mean, I have a candle we could light.
That would be.
I do also have dark vision.
Actually, Skirvo knows weirdly too much about Thrycreen physiology, apparently. If we all remember that nat 20. So Skirvo's just gonna be like, and it appears we're in the middle of the darkness. Mr. Ticker, if you would kindly guide us back.
Alright, yeah, I'll do that.
Alright. So I assume you hold hands or something weird like that.
At the very least, I clasp his shoulder with my iron grip.
Oh, okay.
Or, grab his coat or whatever he's comfortable with.
Or hand him the other end of the gift code or something.
Yeah. Just something that allows us to guide each other, because I do not have dark vision, and the only source of light the best navigation I've ever done in the dark was in a cave that I've had well over 700 years to figure out the layout of.
So you guys head back to the place, and the lights seem off there as well.
Well, I guess it's best time we get some rest there.
Yeah. In we go.
Yep, in we go, quietly.
It's gonna make the bell go off, obviously, but
Yeah.
The bell goes off. Theron, you're right there, so you could probably hear it.
Yeah.
Like, knock on it.
Skirvo comes in humming a little ditty, just yes. Why yes, all the lights have gone out for some reason. Perhaps there's perhaps some form of curfew, or as to not waste. Hang on. I'm gonna roll an Arcana if that is indeed the appropriate check here.
Okay.
Let's see if no.
However, you don't really understand the situation. However, I'm going to need all three of you to roll a perception check.
Okay.
Oh boy, I'm back to rolling 13, my lucky number.
ooh.
Captain,
I'm doing better.
Skirvo, you hear something what equates to like what those fleshlings call a scream off in the distance. It seems to be coming down the hill.
The rest of y'all hear that?
Yeah, what?
Just out of character, I'm curious, because it's a thing worth asking. Was it a scream of like fear? Was it a scream of happiness? Was it a what kind of scream?
A scream of fear
Pleasure? Oh.
of one who is who may or may not be dead now.
That was.
Sounds like they're dead to me. Anyways,
Yeah,
keep in mind this whole time I have not opened my eyes. I'm still in the meditating pose. I'm still meditating. I'm like, what are you talking about? Didn't hear anything. Is that you?
Bugger, Mr. Ragnar can just carry me later. And I head back out the door to investigate.
In the pitch
Utter
black?
darkness.
Into the darkness?
Yeah. Well,
You can't see in the dark?
I procure myself some form of lighting implement, whether it be a torch or a.
Where are you procuring this from?
Who has one?
I have torches, yes.
Most of the people who have them are asleep at the moment.
Yeah. Mr. Theron, do you have a torch?
Yeah. I get up, I get a torch to my pack, and I toss it to him, and then I go back to meditating.
I light the torch and head out.
Wait,
Tinker mutters something.
wait a second. Actually, I don't think I have a torch.
He mutters
Wait, you
something
don't?
in Thrycreen about like best go
No, I have a
along, make sure
lantern.
he doesn't get himself killed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have a hooded lantern, so I give you the hooded lantern instead.
All right.
I don't have torches.
That is an amazing. I'm not gonna lie. That is an amazing picture to me, and I feel like would warrant an unintentional intimidation check to anyone that encounters Skirvo in the middle of the night.
This whole robot pirate captain holding a lantern up.
Well, I need you guys to
Who
remember
goes there?
something very important about Skirvo's design. He has a skull for a face. Like it's his face is clearly modeled after a skull. So imagine you see a lantern in the distance, and when you approach the gentleman holding the lantern, you see that he has the face of actual death.
I will go after Skirvo, but I will stay outside of the lantern's light.
Yeah.
I believe a hooded lantern only shines the beam in one direction.
No, that's a bullseye lantern.
Oh, it's bullseye. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Never mind.
So I head down the hill to where that scream be heard.
All right. So So you make it to the area at around 3 a.m. until you come across a locked gate. And then there's just there's a couple of guard-like figures that are standing above the way, and they have torch lit spears. But they're not looking at you. They're looking at beyond the wall.
Ahoy! You there!
One of the guards just kind of like is a bit spooked, like from your just immediate talking, and just kind of.
Should I roll an accidental intimidation check? Obviously unintentional on Skirvo's part.
Yeah.
Let's see how initially scary this bastard is. There it is.
18. Oh yeah, he's terrified. He drops his spear.
Get a better hold of your weapon, man!
It's like, and the other one points a spear at you. It's like, you know, because you look like a skeleton.
Yeah.
Sorry to tell you this.
He does. All right, what happened? I heard a scream down the way.
State your name. Who are you?
Captain Skirvo.
Are you one of them?
One of what?
This is like the two just mumble to each other. I don't think he's one of them. Perhaps but what if he is one of them? It's like, they're not known to talk. What are you? This
One
could
of
be a
what?
trap for all we know.
Speak up!
Sir, if you are concerned, well, I'm trying to think of what I would say. Sir, if you are not one of this, you wouldn't happen to be one of the living dead now, would you?
Right. Well, I may take a great resemblance to the undead. I am in fact a warforge, and I give a definitive clink of my fingers against my chest piece. Ting.
All right. The one that that was scared earlier, like puts his hands just thank heavens.
It's the first time Skirvo's appearance actually was to his detriment. He's supposed to look scary. That's the point.
So, what was it? So the other one, the one who wasn't terrified of you, just like starts waving his hand, like telling you to come up to their position as there's like a ladder to get to the top of this wall structure.
I clamber atop.
I will go up there as well.
Yeah, now that they're close enough, they probably can now audibly hear the squeaking of my joints.
A lot more.
Obviously, I'll reveal
satisfied.
myself by going up there, but I will also go up.
Oh, Ticker reveals himself. It's like, I guess you can come as well. Unless you just went up there without permission, then you're gonna have to roll an intimidation check.
Roll a stealth check, actually, John.
Well, I was revealing myself as soon as Screw started moving up there, so.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then it's fine now. It's just that now they address you both. It was like, okay. But yeah, so as you gaze into what seems to be an abyss, you can see ghostly figures kind of below the hill, and they seem to be chasing they seem to be chasing someone, and that person is like limping. Well, is trying to limp out of there as these ghostly specters just kind of close in and then just rip out his throat.
Oh dear.
How long do you guys plan on watching?
Probably shortly after that, I'm going to avert my eyes.
All right.
Oh, obviously Skirvo watches. He's he's seen your Frizzophilus organic construction before. It was nothing to write home about. A lot more fluids than necessary,
Ticker's
however, he'll
killed
note.
before, but this sounds like it's a very brutal death.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal.
So,
Yeah, no, exactly. Instead, Skirvos doesn't avert his eyes. He's just, his eye, he only has one, but he's a machine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, he stares off. Are the other guards as perturbed as Ticker is?
They're a bit perturbed, but they have to. Something about them something about their stature says that it's like looking at a car crash that you can't look away from. It's like they have to stare. It's also just something with utter disgust in their eyes.
Yeah, Skirvo's not like a sicko who's watching this for pleasure. He doesn't know the poor bastard. He doesn't know, and he has no reason to have anything against him. He's watching this because whatever's happening, he's not going to learn anything by cowering away from it.
Right. But as you continue to watch, you see that body that just went to limp just come back up and start shambling around. It seems to be going in like a direction of sorts. As if it's like has a mission to go somewhere.
Navigational wise, I think we could give an argument for what direction this guy appears to be heading.
He appears to be heading farther downhill. And then at some point he just disappears from line of sight and looks as if he's going downwards. Not like downwards as in down the hill, but downwards as in like down some sort of drain or some sort of like a sewage system.
All right, well, what was their heading now?
Oh, I see that you're new here. Well, this seems to be a common thing that happens in Jazeera. So, every night when the clock strikes 1, theoretical clock, we don't actually have a clock on us, but you understand the metaphor, I guess.
When the lights go out.
Yes, when the lights go out, the dead begin to rise from underneath the city. We believe it to be some sort of curse that a genie put on the city, but we're not entirely sure. Or could be rumors of the Black Dragon. We're not too sure. But yeah, it's just they just come to life, just kill anyone they can find down there.
New quest, the living dead.
Yes, they just come. They just come from below and they just kill all the stragglers who think they can survive outside the walls.
Huh. How far out does their reach pull?
They say it stops at the greater walls, basically. So this is all inside the city. It stops at the, big... Remember last session with the really big gates that could fit, 3 Krakens in it? They don't seem to go beyond those gates.
Skirvo's absolutely bizarre measuring method.
Yes.
Coupled with the equally disturbing question of why does Skirvo know the exact dimensions of a Kraken?
Well, I imagine Krakens are like dragons. They never really stop growing.
Yeah, but the point is that Skirvo is able. I think we settled on him saying about what would be considered maturity, but it also is worth pointing out that most of the Kraken's body mass is under the water. Most people don't see it.
Yeah.
So why does Skirvo know so much about this? It is one of those other. It is one of many questions that will likely never be answered. But anyways, so that explains why they didn't come after us when we were out there. Lucky we didn't arrive sooner. We would have had to have camped out in the middle of these walls.
That would have been very unfortunate if you
Or
had done
lad.
that.
Or lad. That's one of the worst ways to go. Forever damned to be walking among the earth, killing your fellow human brothers and sisters. Not for gain or for pleasure, but because ye have to.
It's a shame, really.
Every night, huh?
Every night. Every night since I've been working on these walls for the past 5 years. Usually, none of us get to live this long. I'm surprised I've survived 5 years up here. Sometimes sometimes the more spooky, ghosty ones end up getting across this wall. Sometimes we forget to close the gate, and yeah, as you can see, people usually die when that happens.
Yeah. You never start talking about how long you've been on a job when your job involves a high chance of death. So.
Yep. And Skirvo's going to make a drawn out sound. Mr. Ticker, how squeamish are you?
Ticker shrugs.
Because I have some quite unfortunate news. I have a feeling that down there may actually be a lead to our little problem.
Okay.
I mean, you heard that too, right, John? Black Dragon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that means that there's a high likelihood that one of the orbs is down there.
Yeah, was one of the orbs black?
Yes.
Okay.
Black, red, blue, bronze, gold, silver, amethyst, emerald, green.
Well, nothing more to be done then. Good day, gentlemen. And stay safe.
Inside, but yeah, okay, all right. We'll
Stay safe.
try our best.
Yeah. Skirvo will head back. We'll head back down the ladder. Now, Mr. Ticker.
Yeah, I'll go with you. And
Let's
slip,
get some
I'll
rest.
slip back away into the darkness once we're away from the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it was like the guy you've been talking to yells back, the guy that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you guys ever want to join the watch, it's like we pay pretty good money.
I'll keep it in mind. And Skirvo will then proceed back to our current lodgings.
Yep.
Before entering, of course, I reach in and douse the flames with my fingers.
Okay.
Open the door, the bell rings, and
The bell rings.
hand the bell back to Mr. Theron.
They're
Well, what
doing
did
a
you-
very bad job of being a bodyguard because you're just letting this happen. It's like, oh, the bell rang several times, but
Well,
I'm not going to guess who's there.
Coming and going.
Well, it's safe to assume he heard the squeaking noise and assumed correctly it was Skirvo.
Or heard the bell ring as the door opened and saw it was
Up in the dark. Like, oh, you're back. Again, what'd you find out?
So, a couple things. How squeamish are you, Mr. Theron?
Not very. Why?
Oh, that scream I heard belonged to an unfortunate fellow who must have been camping outside the wall, in between the walls at night. They say when the clock strikes 1, the living dead will rise from a tomb and claim the living.
Oh, dear. How dreadful.
It gets worse. I have a hunch one of our orbs are down there.
Lovely.
Indeed.
Just lovely. Spencer, has it been 4 hours since I started my meditation?
Oh yeah, it's definitely been 4 hours.
Okay, so I stand up.
I hand you back your lantern.
Okay, I put it away. Like, well,
Thank you kindly.
perhaps we should go in the morning. That way there won't be so many spooks going around.
I'd like to confirm our theory about the dragons before we try such a foolhardy endeavor.
That's a good idea.
Try it with a safer bet, like the blue dragon remains in the desert, or
that person on top of the tower in red.
Indeed, because if our theory is correct, I heard rumors of a black dragon in those catacombs.
Oh, lovely.
And we would not.
That wouldn't bode well at all.
It would do us well to have made sure our theory is correct before we try such a foolhardy endeavor. Now, if you'll excuse me, and he'll assume where you were originally. I'm going to get a little, and he'll just cut off, and his eye flickers out. You're just like, right, he's broken. So yeah, Sentry's Rest, situated, staring at the door.
All right.
So that I can act quickly.
All right. You guys want to go out again, or are you guys just gonna sit around till morning?
For the rest of the night.
Yeah, I'll just stay in the rest of the night.
I probably need 2 extra hours for our 8-hour rest period that we set up.
Yeah, we'll need to. We'll need to make it a 10-hour.
Oh well, that's fine.
Yeah. Everyone else is going to be awake, and then they're going to be like, "Skirvo, you're not doing anything."
But yeah, so it becomes like 6 a.m. and then the lights just flip back on, or at least the ones that you never said turn off do.
Yeah.
So the one like the foyer area.
Skirvo, in his inert state, will make note of that. So from 1 to 6 is the dead zone for the living dead. I'm actually going to make a note of that in the quest line. The living dead, 1 to 6.
1 a.m. specifically. Unless you're one of those people who use the 24-hour clock.
Yup.
In which case, it's still 1 to 6.
It's still 1 to 6, but you no longer have to do the AM PM clarification.
Yeah.
Yep. Just 100.
Though I imagine Skirvo probably would run on a 24-hour clock system.
Yeah, he probably does.
Especially given that he was built to be a sailor, so
he was built
maritime.
He was effectively a manufactured soldier, so it would actually make sense.
Yeah, it's often referred to as military time.
Yep. 100 hours and 0600 hours is the dead zone.
Yes. So you guys wake up. Everything seems to be fine. Nobody broke into your house.
Yeah.
Hooray!
No thefts.
Well, I'm just going to reactivate while everyone else is having their breakfast. It's
All right.
Yeah, so because it's best not to talk about our little discovery last night until we can confirm that this absolutely suicidal endeavor is what we're going to have to do at some point.
Yeah. I have a few ideas as for things that could help us, but they're not going to be cheap.
Nope, and we'll need to make some coin.
Mm-hmm.
It honestly wouldn't be a bad idea to situate Skirvo as one of the guards up top, because the worst case scenario is that he can actually sentries rest during his shift.
Yeah. What are the undead creatures gonna do? You don't have a soul to rip out.
I'm gonna rip out your soul. That's just fine with me. Wait, what? It is? I have no soul.
like I just picture they just come flying up, do some feeling around, and then go, "Aw," and then float away.
Like they pull out an IOU.
That's when you're like, well, we'll put a soul in you so we can rip it out of you. And you're like,
Okay.
What?
So Skirvo, he comes back in the morning. Everyone's like, "Oh, how's your shift, Skirvo?" "I had the weirdest experience." That's got. If I had a silver for every time I'd had a soul inserted into me just to be ripped out, I'd have 2 silver, which isn't a lot.
2.
But
You'd have
which
2
isn't
silver,
a lot.
not 1 silver. You'd have 2.
It isn't a lot, but it's strange it happened twice.
What silver? How did this happen? I have 2 silver. But what? That's not what you usually say.
Yeah. What do you mean this happened one other time?
It's like, usually when if I had a nickel or if I had a silver or whatever, I'd be rich.
Yeah, no.
It's like, if I had a silver every time this happened, I'd have 2 silver.
Yeah.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice. It's a reference to a cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a reference to Phineas and Ferb, yeah. It's probably my absolute favorite Doofenshmirtz line, because...
That's from the Second Dimension movie, yeah?
Yeah, all I know is he basically got taken out, his plan taken over by a puppet or something like that, and he was like, if I had a nickel for every time this had happened to me, I'd have 10 cents, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice. And it's probably my favorite line and spin on that old saying. Anyways, So are we going to try it? So, Mr. Ticker, you found a marketplace, did you?
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna say things, but in character it'll be like brought across through emotions and gestures.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like brought upon because you have like, I don't know, a magic marker and you're just writing on the wall.
That could be too. A little bit of that.
Yeah.
Like you just have like a whiteboard or something.
What's the whiteboard for? For him to communicate? Wait, what do you mean to communicate? Starts writing.
We call him Comey. Sometimes we call him Comey.
It's like, you mute or something? No, and then we're like, no, he just only speaks insect.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Ticker, would you mind saying something with your mouth parts?
Squeak! It's like that horrible, awful, high-pitched screech the spiders in Lord of the Rings emit, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be more like Geonosian speak. Ah, Giota! Just
No,
with
it's
a
a
lot of
mixture
clicking
of
sound.
clicks, whistles, screeches, that sort of stuff.
How do you say I love you?
Screams.
Oh.
Just lets out the most unsettling scream that sounds like he's in genuine pain.
I'm like,
You
okay.
like that
Like,
That means I love you.
Wait, what?
So,
Rar,
what will we be tackling today, me hearties? Will we try to speak with this with this crimson mistress, or would you rather
I think
check out the marketplace?
I think today needs to be a logistics day.
But we also don't want anyone else to get a head start on the treasure.
That should be true. I mean, surely it wouldn't take all day to get the logistical supplies and all that stuff done.
Yeah, but we also are quite low on change right now. At least I am. I think I only have. Yeah, I have 4 gold and 5 silver. I am.
I have 8
I
gold
still
and 1
have-
silver.
Wow, you guys are broke.
What do I have?
I still
Firearms
have.
are expensive.
Yo, I have 53 gold.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
I
amazed
we
I
both
have
had to
gold.
buy firearms with our starting gold. Those are expensive.
This is true. This is true. Yeah, no. So I did buy firearms, and I have more than double Maddie's. By a little bit, not by much, but I have double that. I have 107 gold and 3 silver.
Wouldn't be a bad idea for Skirvo to collect a lantern for himself, though. I don't know how expensive
Or
those
torches. What kind of lantern?
are. The one you had.
This is the basic hooded lantern. Inventory equipment. Pull down to lantern, hooded lantern, 5 gold. Bullseye lantern, 10 gold. Lamp, 5 silver. And then torches are like 1 silver each. But torches are actually no, torches are 1 copper each. But I mean, they're a one-time use. Burns for an hour and then pitch it.
Wait, does our old link in the tab thing doesn't work?
You just need to go to Adamantine, wiki.com.
Oh yeah. I changed the URL. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Here, let me
So you
let
should
me change
probably
that.
unpin
Let me
that
change that
message.
message so it has the correct URL.
Yeah.
No, you have it. You sent it
I know. I'm meaning the pinned
last week.
message.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pinned message doesn't lead to anything.
Yeah, I changed the
Oh,
pinned
apparently I
message.
can't
so it has
pin
the right
messages.
URL now.
okay. Yeah, there we go. Yep. All right.
Excellent. There's all our goodies and stuff.
Yeah.
So perhaps it would be a good idea to check out the marketplace, maybe sell some of this unnecessary purple worm stuff we have, whilst keeping our most
what all from
necessary-
the purple worm do we get besides the entire venom sack?
I got a
well,
Sean got some
25.
carapace.
I got a 25-pound
claim-
chunk of carapace.
Yeah, I claimed for myself a 20 pounds of baby purple worm teeth.
That might be sellable. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, we could make lots and lots and lots of money selling the purple worm poison. Or we could
But
just
we
hold
really
on to
need
it.
that.
Or we could just hold on to it and have the most deadly poison in the game.
Well,
Besides from Green Dragon Poison Breath.
Yes. When the DM is benevolent enough to bestow upon us purple worm poison, you do not sell it, you use it. You use it to completely cripple something later that the
I mean,
DM
if one of us was a class that actually used heavy armor, we could sell some of it to get lots of money to then spend on full plate, heavy plate, or fortress plate.
Yeah, but I mean, it's more fun
But
to
none of us have
imagine.
that problem. We're all rogues.
It's
And the
more
fighter.
fun to imagine Spencer being like,
Yeah, but you're a light
like,
armor fighter instead of a heavy armor fighter.
I'm just picturing Spencer going, geez, you guys, I had planned this epic encounter, but you killed it in one hit because of your stupid purple worm poison.
Poisoned arrow, here it comes! Pew! Oh, look, that's a critical hit because I'm an assassin.
Of course
so
it
let's
was you.
roll a dice.
Of course it was you, Joey, and the last time you killed a purple worm was with its own poison.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have gotten away with that, to
assassinating-
be honest. But
Or just
A lot, like,
me assassinating all surprise creatures with purple worm poisoned arrows.
well,
Literally
the thing is
assassinating
that actually, some of the people I've talked to about it, they were like, you know, given the situation, I don't see why that wouldn't have worked.
well, just
Because I
purple
don't
worms
think
are probably supposed to be immune to their own poison.
Yeah, but I feel like
Probably.
if they were, they would have just straight up had poison immunity or something like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so, and I would like to point out that most animals in the real world aren't immune to their own poison.
Okay.
Like scorpions, which their stinger is based on, they kill each other with the same venom all the time.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so anatomically speaking, it made perfect sense. Which is why when we go in for the sequel fight where we fight the same purple worm again with a different crew, that's not going to work because you said that dude was going to make modifications to his purple worm so that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did say that, and I remember thinking, "Oh, I'm smelling a part 2 boss fight coming on."
Anyway, so what did we end up deciding about rations and things? Are we going to wait a few days before actually getting things like produce and potatoes and meats and things? Just to
I
see if
feel like we should at least confirm that as far as ownership goes, we have any form of claim to it, just so that we don't accidentally upset a local.
Mhm.
Because as much as being a thieves campaign can also be about being a bunch of bastards, we're also not high enough level to get away with that sort of thing. And we ain't, and let's be real here, we have not been rolling great.
No.
So
Well, John's been rolling great, and you are somewhere in the middle.
yeah.
I'm
I'm either rolling 13 or amazing.
I have had nothing but trash rolls today.
Weirdly, because of how I've planned my character, I'm actually okay with this. Skirvo was planned for failure. Random success was never considered. So are we going to check out the marketplace, do some asking around, see if anybody knows?
I think so.
Yeah, see if anybody knows anything about that abandoned home. That seemingly abandoned home off, say, First Street.
That abandoned home that we conveniently have not mentioned we've set up shop in.
Yeah, no, exactly. Never mention that we set up shop in it. Just see if anybody was looking for it. Just some local concerned citizens worried about a perfectly good residence going to waste.
Interested in it? Why not at all? Not at all.
Why are you selling? How much would 2 gold and a boot sell me?
Gold in a boot.
All right, so where are you guys heading first? To the marketplace?
I believe that's the consensus.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Maddie? All right, cool.
too.
Just making sure we weren't dragging you along for the ride.
No, I have a shopping list.
Excellent.
Oh.
You got the gold for it? Because we sure as hell don't.
Yeah, and it's my goal. I have 53 gold.
Jesus.
Yeah, Maddie and I actually aren't broke, unlike the rest of you.
I'm amazed I had gold at all. I don't know.
Somehow, our situations have switched, and you're broken. I'm not. I'm the one with all the money this time.
I mean, I told
I
you.
usually
I
just
keep
forget
telling
to
you.
spend my gold, and
It's
Yeah, I know. Gun materials were expensive. It's just
gun materials are very
it's
expensive.
it's hilarious. Usually, I'm the one who's broke.
yeah, and I'm always the one like hang on. I had another character. Like I think Vladimir had like 560 gold on him when the campaign
Vladimir
ended.
had a bunch of gold. Kalani had all those.
Kalani had all the
gemstones that were
rupees.
actually usable in foreign places
Yeah.
because you could just sell them as gems.
Yeah.
caps, but I couldn't use them because they were little trash.
You were freaking rich in New Vegas, though.
Hey, that was
rich.
your own fault.
I'm rich in the Fallout universe.
Yeah,
But
that was honestly my favorite character quirk about Juno. The fact that in her world she was filthy rich. In everywhere else,
Where else is just like I have all these bottle caps.
everywhere
I'm
else,
broke.
though, you were
look,
homeless.
some of them have stores on them.
And then there was me who was like, I live. And then there was me like, I live in a military base. Okay, I have room and board and food provided for me. I am broke. Why do you expect me to have money?
And then of
And then
course
there
her
was,
favorite drink made her traumatized.
And then there was Griswold, the wandering circus act.
Yeah.
Fun times. Anyways, we have digressed.
Yeah, we
Through the
keep
markets.
digressing for the important
Alright.
things.
So where do you want to go? Just to, like the random bazaars, or do you just want to go to
Let's first
that
check out
place
that.
Ticker went to? Trader Jonathan's.
Yeah, Trader Jonathan's.
Let's see what Trader John's got for us.
Mhm.
Let's see
Yeah.
what old Johnny Boy's got for us.
Is the
my
shopkeeper
boy.
a redheaded human?
No, that's the shop owner.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The shopkeeper. As you are entered, you are greeted with a halfling, but it's not like your typical halfling. He seems to be more, circular in shape. It's like he's more oval than human. Well, not human, but halfling.
Oh,
He was a very fat halfling, is what you're saying.
Yes.
well,
Yeah, he's a very
he doesn't
fat
eat
halfling.
us.
No, he's very short. He can't eat you. He's like,
First of
so
all, you
he's
wouldn't get
just
any
like-
nutrients out of me.
He would get plenty of iron.
This is true. And he might find some sodium.
What about nickel,
I mean,
magnesium, potassium, chloride, calcium?
probably not potassium. Anyways, joking aside, how does this
so
Thank
you
you.
see
how does
this,
this tiny gentleman greet us?
is
This tiny fat
okay.
gentleman.
Is
This
like,
big boned halfling.
oh yeah, Carswell, we got some more customers. You guys can call me, my name is Harry Harrison, but you can call me Fat Harry, and that's with an F-A-T, because I know I got a weight problem. I just don't care what others think.
This man knows where he sits in life and is content. I find I like him quite a lot.
I was honestly half expecting the other workers in the shops to be like, one's based on Brad, one's based on Maddie, one's based on Spencer, and one's based on Joey. They're just thinly veiled caricatures of us.
You know, one time when I was planning a campaign, I was totally planning on different officers being part of the same unit, having been based on the player characters, and all of them were going to die horribly, even myself. In fact, I was going to give the one that was me the most horrible one. It was going to be the most horrible and gruesome one where they were all going to be like, Jesus!
It would be interesting seeing Spencer impersonating the four of us.
I don't know how good my impression of you guys is. I try.
So what's your little buggers looking for today? We got your lamp oil, your rope, and your bombs.
You want it? It's yours.
And my friends, as long as you have enough money to go around.
Well, for me,
But I must say, I don't take credit.
what the fuck is credit?
Credit.
It's where you buy things on.
Credit sounds like something the capitalists invented.
I'm happy to see that this guy, instead of being a thinly veiled version of one of us, it's just thinly veiled Morshu.
Who?
He's from the Legend of Zelda CDI games, specifically Faces of Evil, and he
that
became a
shopkeeper
meme
guy,
forever.
Yeah, that guy.
Yep, he became a meme forever that has never resurfaced again lately.
He's a strange mixture between that and a character. I don't think it's Vampire the Masquerade, but it's a different vampire video game with another character who's just called Fat Larry.
I'm happy to see you're using your extensive knowledge of video game shopkeeps to give us shopkeeps. Like, this actually makes me happy.
What kind of bombs do you have?
Kind of what?
What kind of bombs do you have?
What kind of bomb you want, little missy? We've got your barrels, we got your firecrackers. They
I
come
want
from...
lots of carnage.
Ooh, carnage.
Let's keep these barrels as far away from me as a player as possible. I mean, last time I was allowed to procure gunpowder barrels, I procured 79 of them.
Okay, I want one.
No, 17. But it was 17.
Did you blow something up?
It was a boat.
I want ones that are small enough for me to have like a whole bag of them, but can kill a lot of people.
I'll see what we got in the back.
Okay, thank you.
So he just kind of wanders.
I love how none of us are perturbed that the actual child is trying to
Trying explosives. Those are just like, oh. We're just like,
blow up. Like, someone on the
standing there, completely blank face, just like, oh look, the tiny mouse child is buying explosives.
We were all
money
basically
here, man.
You sure you got the money for that?
Responsible adult.
We all reacted like that One Punch Man panel. Okay.
Okay. Oh man, I think I have that.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
They're just like, wait, what's a bomb?
It's when you blow something up, like kaboom. Yeah, explosives. It's like
Explosives
a cannonball, but
Fireballs.
it's like a cannonball, but once the cannonball hits something, it comes apart.
You think I'm not familiar with incendiary rounds?
I'm not talking to you, you old fuck.
It's like a fireball spell with magic.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, it is pretty lovely. It's pretty nice.
Scurf. Explosives were one of my favorite implements back in the day. Oh, the port back in. Oh, you ever heard of the port in Fort Manican?
No, I haven't.
Of course you haven't. It didn't exist after I was through with it.
Oh gosh, you haven't. I blew it up.
Tell me about it. Tell me more about it.
Oh, well,
Of course, the mouse child's like, I want to tell me the story.
Oh, well, you see, that was a funny. Oh, well, you see, that was a funny story. You see, it all started with, and he goes into this long-winded explanation about how they were trying to heist
you need
something.
to do this. Clearly, you need to do this during when you're on Century's Rest during long rest, as you know. Bedtime stories for the mouse child.
Oh yes, yes. And now that she knows, oh, she probably changed her opinion out of nowhere because Servo mentioned he's blown shit up before.
Hey, I
Now, lads, let me tell you
always
about that
liked
one time I
Skirbo,
raided a
okay.
village. And
Oh
brought
no.
it to the ground.
I was meaning Pyman, not because Pyman was being all I knew you liked Skirvo, Maddie.
No. Paimon. Yeah.
Oh,
Paimon.
Paimon
yeah.
actually likes Skirvo. She's just being she's just being teen about it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's
love your
it's because
characters,
you are
Maddie.
also a fellow anarchist.
So
We've got a tinkerer, we've got a pirate, we've got an arsonist, and we've got a bounty hunter assassin.
professional pirate. Thank you very much.
You have the credentials
and
to
then we
back
got-
that.
Why, yes, I do. And then he pulls out a and then he pulls out a paper that surprisingly
Pull
well
out a wanted
preserved.
poster from the government.
Yeah, and they're just like, and it's like 15,000 for the professional pirate Captain Skirvo.
I just made a meme because I had to.
Oh gosh.
You made a meme. You made a
Made
meme.
Let
Okay.
me find it on my desktop here. 'Cause that's right down below.
All right. So while this is going on, or at least while this story is going on, it's like
He goes on a long-winded explanation on the
Harry Harrison like
heist gone
just
wrong.
comes out. Was it?
the TLDR, a heist went wrong, and to escape the government with the prize, he threw a single grenade into what effectively was the into the facility where they were loading gunpowder shells, and it just went up like a light.
But yeah, so Fat Harry comes back around, and he's like log rolling, except the proverbial log is the barrel, and he somehow stops in time to does an acrobatic
Here,
removal despite his.
I'll put the meme up
maneuver,
on screen for anyone watching.
Okay.
Oh my god!
It's like this acrobatic maneuver to shift the barrel upwards. It's like, all right there, you little missy. It's like, you see these bad boys? They 25 gold each, and then they're 25 gold each. It's like you can hold 4 of them up to your hand, and you can probably fire all of them off at the same time if you want to.
We have enough for one?
Excuse me?
Two. If you have 50 gold, you have enough for 2.
Yeah, but I want to buy more stuff, bro.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'll just take one, thank you.
All right there, little missy. Here you go. Don't go blowing up my store. Otherwise, I can't sell you more bombs.
I only blew up
I just turned to Paimon and I'm just like, don't drop that.
Drop it on your head if you keep talking to me.
Oh, getting a you only get Juno for dropping the mini nuke. Flashback.
Now
you doing? You were saying you're gonna blow us all up.
Juno barely had a brain, okay?
I still regret that didn't. Part of me regrets that didn't actually kill us.
That would have been hilarious.
You guys got
That would have
lucky.
been the perfect end for the session, honestly.
You guys got lucky and never had that happen to you, so.
I mean, we got close the second time.
I'm sitting here being like, this is Baradia. Whatever you do not drop it because it will blow
Like
up.
this.
And we'll all be atomized. And then there's Juno just juggling nukes and roots, mildly having a stroke.
Yeah.
He's like,
Anyways,
I mean, she literally radiated radiation. So
oh yeah. You're
Juno's
one of the
they're like
reasons
juggling
why-
the mini nukes and Root is having an aneurysm and a heart attack and a
I would-
stroke. At the
I would
same
like to
time.
point out that Juno is the reason that there'd be that if they brought a Geiger counter to that crime scene in the alleyway, it would
It'd
go
be
off.
going off.
Yeah.
It'd be broken, man.
Anyways, you guys had some more shopping to do.
I'm going to ask if they're in the market for buying goods.
Oh yeah, we be a trading shop, so we usually get like a high turnover rate for all of our items. So we could probably sell y'all. You could sell stuff here. We could take it. We could probably take it out, buff it up a little bit. You know what I'm talking about, and sell it back to you for twice the price.
Me, Skirvo's brain. I never understood a word this man said. I will. What would you be willing to pay for the tooth of a giant purple worm? I show him the tooth.
All right, you show him the tooth.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, geez. That's an arm that you got for one of those Broncos. No, it's not a Bronco. What is this called? A Brumby. Yes. That looks like a big Brumby tooth if I've ever seen one before. Unfortunately, dear sir, we don't deal with animal-based products here. Unless it's leather.
And where would I go for such an endeavor then?
Well, you see now, dear sir, if you go down the way, it should just be 5 minutes down. You'll see a nice big sign for the lovely ladies at the Wishes of the Valley. Trademark.
Wishes of the Valley. Is it wrong to imagine that he was actually talking in his accent and then suddenly dropped the act entirely and just said registered trademark? And went back to his accent. Then I'll tell you that I'll be happy to tell them that Harry sent me their way.
Oh, you'll be doing that great, sir. They got some fine people working there, if I do say so myself.
Excellent to hear. I'll be happy to check out your wares once I can actually buy something. A bit shy on gold, as you see.
Oh, that's all right. Well, this is like, but if you can't buy anything, remember, I don't take credit. Perhaps maybe if you come back when you're a little richer.
Yeah. Sorry, Skirvo. Don't take credit. Come back when you're a little
richer.
You had to get it at some point, and I gave you the perfect avenue by being broke. In more ways than one. All right. How nearby was that shop of theirs?
He told you it's about 5 minutes down the way.
All right, cool. So the likelihood of me screaming if I'm getting mugged is a pretty good chance the others will hear me. So yeah, I'll head that way while everyone else is doing their shopping here.
I will follow them. Follow Servo.
Right. So let's see. I guess Ticker's not buying anything from here.
No.
Okay.
I don't got any gold
because. Yeah. I guess you got a point there. Now that I'm looking at the chart.
Oh yeah. You'll need to you all the stuff you got would need to be sold here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, going on our little adventure, me and Ticker. Oh, you stick to me this close, Mr. Ticker, you'll be aiming to be my first mate.
All right.
Be like the scene at the end of Treasure Planet where Silver's trying to get Jim to come with him. It's like, just the two of us, beholden to none but ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. You're closer to a Smee though. If Smee kicked ass.
But yeah, there. Did you want to buy anything here?
Brad?
Brad dead.
Bradford.
Brad, are you muted?
Oh no, he's
That is a
dying.
yes.
Oh no, he's
His
dying.
voice. He's having epileptic seizures because he got stabbed with purple worm doors.
Oh, poor Brad. I didn't know him very well. Alas, I only met him online through a group chat called Discard.
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Discard these nuts.
Hey, sentence.
Yeah, my computer's all acting up. I'm gonna have to reboot it. It looks like.
Okay.
Oh, are you gonna buy anything from this shop or?
I was thinking I'd get some extra heavy, some more heavy arrows, but I think so. They're 1 silver each. So I'll get a couple regular ones, and then I'll see about special ones in a little bit.
All right. You just kind of like go over to the arrow rack and then point to heavy arrow, and then bonuses like and then you just, I don't know, type in however many you want.
Yeah. Go ahead and restart your computer if you need to.
Yeah, it's in the process of doing that, so I can do everything except roll dice.
All right. Good.
All right. So on to Ticker and Captain Skirvo. I'm gonna need each of you to roll a what is it? Not a charisma check. A perception check.
On a lot of these lately. Hey.
Yeah, we find our way there without any trouble at all.
What is it, like a 21 or something?
It's like a
24 and
23, respectively.
Yeah. Despite not hearing or understanding like 3 words out of the shopkeep, you find your way to another store. It has a very big sign above it. It's it's a strange mixture of like a W and a V, with a big V that's just kind of on the outline of it, and then a smaller W in the middle with a background of a little green pasture, or a valley, if you will.
Okay.
And then, of course, a small R, a small circled R in the corner. Registered trademark.
Registered trademark.
Oh my gosh.
Under which is the valley.
Okay. In we go.
Yep.
All right. So you enter the store. It has a very different feel to it. Instead of it being like, being like the TGI Fridays type energy from the last store, this is more of a hookah room type vibe. Hookah as in HOOKAH.
Yeah. The flavored smoke or whatever it is.
Yeah, not hooker.
Okay.
This isn't another brothel.
Yeah,
I swear.
No.
It would have been kind of funny to just walk into a different brothel. Anything we can help you with, boys? I want to sell some teeth. Oh, down the hall to the right. Thank you.
Oh, that's next door.
Oh, thank you very much. Don't worry. We get that confusion all the time.
All right. So let's see. I'm trying to think. So there seems to be a sign above the counter that says "Don't look directly into the eyes," and it's but yes, and the entire floor is like covered in smoke from you think it's like a fog machine of some sorts. But then and then in the corner is like, okay, so there's a whole bunch of racks with different names of different types of animal-based products, as well as like potion ingredients and stuff like that. There is what you see to be like an old lady sitting in the corner. Oh, well, old is not really the best word. It's like there's just a lady that wears a silver, well, that is wearing like a silver kind of witch's robe, which is, or like that old wizard robe that with like the wide brimmed hat, and it's just sitting there smoking a pipe, and all the smoke just seems to be coming from this pipe.
This is like a Gandalf kind of hat.
Yeah,
This
like
isn't
Gandalf
bothering.
kind of hat.
This isn't bothering Skirvo, but is it bothering Ticker?
No.
Well, it's only covering like 6 to 8 inches of the bottom of the floor. It's not there to, what is it? I guess like cause breathing issues. Except for maybe if Paimon was here, it might cause breathing issues.
Okay, I was
No, I'm not
asking
there.
because even if it was a smoky, even if this was like an actual wood burning fire, Skirvo wouldn't have any troubles breathing because newsflash,
He didn't
don't.
breathe.
Joke on you, he doesn't breathe.
Then how did he gasp? Oh, that was audio file 343. Oh,
Insert audio file.
yeah. And I also have one for an exasperated exhalation of breath. Here it is right now. File not found.
Audio
corrupted.
jungle.
Error.
Yeah.
File
Please
corrupted.
restart and try again.
Yeah. Anyways, so there doesn't seem to be anyone else other than the witch in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, there is like a bell, like one of those bells that you see at a library. It's like, you know, the type that you just
Yeah.
bop on the top and it makes a sound.
Yeah. Skirvo
Yes.
will tentatively ring it. Ding.
All right. You ring it, and a figure from the back like just starts to shift, and then and then you notice that whoever the person is, they seem to have like really wavy hair. Make a perception check.
Perception.
I guess
you
both of
say.
you.
Perception,
no.
you say.
A
Skirvo's
nat 1 and a
blind.
nat 20.
Oh boy.
Hey, Skirbo.
So the world's gone black.
Yeah.
This is eye broke again.
Ticker.
Bloody not.
You give me a second.
Congratulations, Skirvo. You discovered that, just like me, the floor is indeed made out of floor. I told you it was made out of floor, but you didn't
I
believe
now
me.
know why there was a sign that said not to look into the eyes. That's what happened.
Ticker, I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh dear, this is like a basilisk.
Why? Surely if I recognize it,
Medusa
I can
is it?
then not look at it.
I mean, but you also rolled really good at looking at something.
So why am I being punished for rolling really good?
Because
Honestly,
sometimes you gotta
John?
go reverse to make some people feel good about themselves.
Honestly, John, even I kind of have to agree with Spencer on this one. Also, because it's kind of hilarious, the idea of that Skirvo just immediately goes blind, and whatever the hell happens to you happens.
All right, so as the lady approaches closer, it turns out to be a Medusa, and she's kind of
Wowzers.
manning the counter. It's like Captain Skirvo is just like looking up and is like mesmerized, but I don't know the smoke on the ground. It makes weird mists, and it reminds you of see you missed or something.
No, Spencer, you forgot the rules of Skirvo. Nat 1, his eye completely shut off, and he's trying to fix it.
Dang it.
Yeah. he's
Without
just-
even looking,
the
Ticker
world's
just
gone
reaches over and just thumps him on the side of the head and it turns back on.
yeah, but you're paralyzed, so he's just gonna be like,
I don't think I'm
Mr.
paralyzed.
Checker,
I rolled
I
a
need you to work
17
your
on my
magic.
con save.
He made the saving throw.
Oh, he did? Because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, that would have been freaking funny. Mr. Ticker, I need you to work your magic. My eye failed again. Ticker?
Yeah, it would have been funny for me to just lose a character because I rolled a nat 20.
No, you just would have been turned to stone and then like.
Yeah, exactly. I would have lost
Damn it,
the
this happens all the
character.
time.
No one has.
Yeah,
none
you
of us
would've-
have the means to reverse petrification at this level.
I'm pretty sure
You know,
Spen-
except the shopkeeper, who is pretty used to this by this point.
yeah. The shopkeeper would
We're
have
clearly overlooking a detail. There is a Medusa that is not trying to kill everyone because they are.
she probably would have just been like, "Damn it, not again," and then just
I know, it just,
pour the
just-
potion over you.
I'm
and
just
then you
salty
would-
because I got punished for rolling a nat 20. Okay.
I would have found it funny.
Clearly, we're overlooking the detail. There is a Medusa that is a shopkeeper.
Yes.
Who does that?
Yeah,
It's not
Skirbo's just
trying to
gonna.
conquer the world or anything like that.
Yeah, Skirbo's just gonna. After getting his eye working again, did the Medusa say anything?
Well, okay, so first she sees Ticker and then, like, they make eye contact for a split second and then she immediately looks away. Was like, oh, hello, you two. And then just starts, like, looking towards Ticker's hat.
Skirbo regains his eyesight.
Sounds like she needs to get herself like a pair of sunglasses or something.
And to clarify, she's not like a Ravnican Medusa. She's a normal Medusa.
Yes.
What's the difference?
Ravnican Medusas can turn off their petrifying gaze.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
How interesting.
a friendly or unaware Ravnican Medusa is actually safe.
Yes. But it's like, so, yeah, it's like, you guys seem to be new in town. I haven't seen your faces before. I'm Anastasia, by the way. So she just kind of, like, puts out her hands, like, for you to shake it. And then just kind of, like, does some mental maneuvering and switches her eyes, like, towards her hand.
Yeah. Skirbo will shake. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you as well, Anastasia. Yeah. Excuse me.
Like a nice being.
Yeah. You as well. I haven't seen a lot of your kind lately.
Yes, I'm not gonna lie, most of us are kind of what you would consider to not be very friendly towards humanoids. But I got raised by some fantastic people, and now I have a job.
Well, of course, every rule has an exception, dear. One of my old crew members used to be one herself. She said she was from somewhere called Ravnica. Pray tell me, where are you from?
I can't quite remember. It's like the longest time that I was a child, I grew up inside of a cave. There were a lot of statues around me, and then at some point, a cult tried to use me for some sacrifice to summon a demon. Luckily, some plucky people picked me out at the last second, and I lived with them for a couple of years before getting a job.
Well, I'm glad things are working out for you, dear. Sorry, dear. What am I talking about? I'm glad things are working out for you, lass.
Well, Yeah, it's just me and my supervisor. She's over there at the moment. You've probably seen her.
Has that person moved at all?
Well, they're kind of in a rocking chair at the moment, and then at this point, she stops for a second. It does like a quick wave with the pipe. It's like so a smoke hand kind of forms and does like a little wave like motion before she goes back to rocking.
Skirvo gives a courteous nod of acknowledgement, and he turns around. Well, I heard you might be in the business in the market for some purple worm teeth. Fat Harry sent me your way.
Oh, Fat Harry. I like the little guy. He's actually one of the people that released me on that very precarious day long ago.
Hell,
but that's enough about me.
I show her the tooth.
All right, you just kind of like slap it on the table.
No. Skirvo's not rude, because here's something important that needs to be said about Skirvo. He has learned in his old age that manners cost nothing, but can also give you more gains.
Okay.
Yeah, because like seriously, worst they can do is just do what they would have done if you were an asshole.
All right. So just kind of like.
Yeah, I pull it out. So, I was wondering if you were interested in one of these.
A purple worm tooth. It seems that you got one of the replacement molars that it would normally have, or one of the replacement back teeth. It's like, She picks it up, studies it, and then tries to determine weight, but then gives up after a while, and then just takes out the scale, or at least like the measuring scale, and just measuring it with like a couple of metal bars on the other side.
Yeah. It's about
20 pounds.
Yeah. It's about 5 stones. No, I don't know how many stones that is. That's probably like maybe half stone. I don't know.
Yeah.
But how big is a stone?
That's be the forever question. But yeah, so
she is measuring the stone. It's like, all right. So 20 pounds worth of tooth. We could use this for a couple of other potions back at the moment. However, we have gotten a large influx of them. This is because all the other people before also sold theirs at the same location. So it's like,
Unfortunately,
I'll give you.
Sorry, I'm terribly sorry about the influx of the same product.
I will. So if we're going off exchange rates, then I should say that this will be 10 gold pieces. You want to haggle?
I don't know how. Let's like. I don't like. I kind of do, but I also don't want to say anything to piss her off, because
you just don't have to roll very low when you haggle.
Oh, okay. But I'm also not rolling great. So what would that be? A persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Oh, good God. That's one of my worst rolls.
Pretty dang it.
Yeah. But to improve my chances, he's of not making her any angry. He's just going to calmly inquire, even though it's one of the that if the if the quality and location would, if the quality of the tooth itself and the location / lack of actual use doesn't change the price at all. He's basically just saying that he's basically just asking because if it gets any increase in price because of the fact that it's one of those back replacement teeth that nobody else noticed.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, roll persuasion.
8. At the very least, he didn't make her mad.
Yeah, she's like, So she considers, or at least she then like goes in the back room a little bit, takes out like a flip chart of like where the teeth, where this tooth would be on a purple worm. And it's like, I can give you 12 gold.
I'll take it.
All right.
Yeah,
and so
yeah, I'll remove my purple worm tooth and replace it with my 12 with my 12 gold. Like, Skirbo needs the money, and he unfortunately, so he doesn't, but he also can't be a dick.
That's like $120, man.
Yeah, it is.
For a tooth that you just stole from a corpse that you didn't kill.
Yeah, from a tooth I scavenged like a vulture. I mean, like seriously, like John, take the screen, zoom into my character. That is a vulture right there. Anyways, that leaves.
Oh yeah, Ticker, what are you doing during this time?
I will just hold up the carapace.
Yeah. Oh, I turn and go, my friend here would like to sell some of the purple worm carapace he's collected.
All right.
If it's not too much trouble.
She then eyes the carapace. It's like, ooh, all right. How much do you want to sell?
Yeah, Tigger just kind of like does a gesture to like the whole thing.
Okay.
Here's all of it seems.
All right. I'm assuming like Ticker's like using his like bigger two arms to just kind of like do a big circle around it.
Yeah. And
then just places it. So then once again she takes out the little scale, weighs out how much it is.
25 pounds.
20. 25 pounds. She then studies the thickness of it, as well as like how water resistant it is. And then she says, I'll pay you 5 gold for it.
Good.
Oh.
I was saying the whole thing. Sorry, but out of character, I would have been kind of pissed if the tooth I got an at 24.
I didn't expect it to be worth very much, and I was more like trying to get it appraised. And if it was worth a bunch, then I would sell it. But I think I'll just keep it then.
Okay, so you make a gesture.
Yeah. A gesture of like
I'll just go ahead and interpret something for Skirbo for you. Oh, I see. It seems he wants to. It seems he actually had a. It seems he had another idea for it that he wanted to try. That he wants to try. So we'll hold off. So he'll hold off for now.
Oh, okay then. Would you guys like to buy anything, or you guys just selling stuff?
Well, while I'm here, it would be rude not to at least look at your wares.
Oh, okay. We have several racks over there. We have a couple of the more pricey stuff in the back that you could just ask and I can offer you.
So what all do you sell here?
We mostly sell potions. There's a couple of magic items that we sell. If you're looking for spell, scroll, is ingredients the right word? We're just gonna say ingredients. It's if you're looking for magic ink to put into spell books, we got that as well. We also sell some nice looking spell books over here. It's we got all sorts of qualities. All sorts of quills. So you can personalize it to that extent. Anything that really does anything with magic. We even we also hire wizards or magicians of sorts so that you could, or at least we work as a service in between so that you could get someone to cast spells for you or stuff like that.
It would almost be rude to ask, just being if she was one of the wizards.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you one of the wizards?
Why, yes, I am. It's is there anything you want me to cast, or is there a place that you want me to go?
Not at the moment. It's just good to keep. It's good to keep in mind. Yeah, as you said yourself, we're new in town, so it's I think you'd be mighty suspicious if someone came into town already needing a wizard.
Yeah, you got a point there. Oh, as this is going on, Ticker, you start hearing a voice in your head.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of a pleasant exchange.
What's the voice saying?
Oh, my, is what? Hello, strange kin of mine. Why, you have such strange scales. Well, it's such a strange color for a carapace out here in these parts.
I look around to see if I can find who's, what Thrycreen is doing this.
So from outside you see a pair of red eyes, and it's she's just right out the store, and she's actually just, you can tell that this is a female Thrycreen of sorts, mostly by the voice that's speaking to you in your head.
Well, I imagine a Thrycreen would be able to tell the difference between a male Thrycreen and a female Thrycreen.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
However, she seems to be albino.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, yeah, she's just speaking to you telepathically.
Yeah, I guess, because kind of how I've been flavoring the telepathy is that it works as more of an empath ability, but I guess with a Thrycreen it could work more as a true telepathy.
Well, psionics type thing.
Yeah.
It's so.
Yeah.
So you try speaking to her.
Just because we share a language and a kinship, we're able to communicate easier telepathically.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the I forgot what they're called from Mass Effect. They speak mostly through body gestures and pheromones. But they've learned to adopt Galactic Basic because, as it turns out, no other species in the galaxy talks like that.
And I'll basically just say, another Thrycreen?
But yeah, so you start speaking to her in emotions, so a feeling of amazement. And so she's speaking back to you. It's are your psionics not working correctly?
Feeling a disappointed feeling.
Perhaps I can fix that. So This Thrycreen walks in. It's like Captain Skirvo. I think you're still having a conversation with Anastasia.
It I would like to point out that it has probably been shifting between it has probably been shifting between what actual wares are available, some prices of things, and also and even tips on how to keep tips on how to keep shiny surfaces shiny, like her scales, and how it might compare to keeping his metal shiny. They're having a pleasant conversation.
All right.
Chatting it up with a Medusa.
So
he's already admitted he's had both a Medusa and an Illithid on his crew.
Yeah. So what was it? So this Thrycreen just kind of like comes up to you. She's also wearing like strange, bizarre clothes that aren't. What was it? They look a bit like rags, but it's a bit like silk rags. Okay. So
the thing is, Thrycreens don't normally wear clothing at all. They wear like harnesses and stuff to carry weapons, but they don't actually wear clothes.
Yeah. So she's a bit weird like you as well. So she comes up to you, puts the forearm, well, not forearm, but like, oh, they're not fingers, what are they?
Digits.
Claws, digits. She puts one of her digits, like, to where your brain is supposed to be. You take 2 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And, this is basically just a flavored way of, you can now multi-class into Mystic now. Okay. I don't know if you were getting
let out
the vibes from that.
Or something of pain.
He kind of jumps back a little bit, and then he gets a cloudy look in his eyes, like the kind of look you get when you don't understand something that's going on.
Yeah, Skirvo is going to stop mid-sentence and look at him. Does the Medusa do the same?
It's like, yeah, she takes like a casual. No, she doesn't do the same. She looks to the ceiling.
Yeah. Okay.
Because she can't look towards people because that stuff happens.
Yeah, but she clearly is like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, Tinker says thank you to Thrycreen.
Mr.
She empaths is like. Just like feelings of she's happy to help.
I look between the two. Mr. Ticker, are you all right?
And you kind of get a feeling like it's almost speech, but it like almost telepathic speech, but it's like an affirmative. It's like almost speech, but not quite. It's more than his telepathy has been.
I'm just going to flavor it that you somehow produced Morse code affirmative towards him, like a 1 or binary. Like you produced a 1 in his head.
Something like that.
Effectively.
Like it's almost like basically the idea is it's almost speech, but it's not actually full telepathy yet.
All right. Yeah, so...
we'll get that to second level Mystic.
You send a lot better signal. There we go.
Yeah.
It's like, because she's referring that you weren't sending a very good signal when you were, like, speaking.
Yeah. Skirvo is going to... Are you sure? He reorients his eyebrows, because, yes, he does have those. They're clearly just metal plates that are more to convey emotion, considering that the rest of his face is incapable of it.
Yeah, you get another affirmative and like a feeling like Like, again, it's not exactly speech, but it's kind of like this other Thrycreen helped me. Is what you're able to gather from the emotion of it. Which is more than you would have been able to.
I see. I suppose they did. It's good. Well, I'm glad you're making friends, Mr. Ticker. And he's going to tentatively go back to checking over the wares, mostly because I'm not sure Skirvo can actually buy anything they have right now with 16 gold. Unless there's a scroll of bind familiar.
Are you going to get a parrot?
That would be first of all, you
like
can't
that.
cast a scroll because you're not a caster.
You need to take the ritual caster feat. Or magic initiate.
Or just pay her to do it.
That's true.
My mouse disappeared. Like my mouse cursor disappeared.
That's spooky.
Earlier.
Have you tried replugging it in?
Yeah.
Refresh the page.
Like no, it's not that it disappeared just on page. It disappeared entirely.
Oh boy.
At least I'm not the only one having technical difficulties. Oh, in case you haven't figured it out by now, my computer's back up and running.
Oh yeah, we can see that you're on.
Roll 20. Yeah.
But the scroll you'd be after would cost 75 gold.
Yes, and I don't have that. And she would probably charge 50 gold or something in that ballpark to cast it.
Something like that.
Actually, what is the cost of her services as a caster? Does it vary?
Well,
does it vary from spell to spell, or?
It varies from spell to spell. It's like higher spell levels will do different things. It's like for a cantrip, it's like, yeah, you could just ask her for probably 5 gold and she'll cast it for you.
All right. Well,
So in other words, if something breaks, we can go to her for a 5 gold mending.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is really good considering you have a Warforge probably prone to breaking.
Oh yeah, he's a construct. He can heal through mending.
Yeah. Yeah, no, honestly, I could totally see that. Skirvo rolls a nat 1 on an athletics check and frickin' his legs fall off. And he's just like, just take me to Anastasia.
Who? Oh yeah, your Medusa friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your girlfriend.
Hey now. I don't think it's gone that far yet.
Under this campaign, Skirvo's got a girlfriend who's a Medusa.
Yeah, he's got the hots for a Medusa.
There's like, hey, it works out great. I can shut off my eyes and everything just works out just fine.
Yeah.
The rest of us just look at you like you're insane. Just be like, I knew you were crazy, but this certifies that you are definitely crazy.
Put an anti-magic ring around his eye so that whatever he sees, whatever magic requires eye contact actually doesn't work, or something like that. Oh, it just
that is a good question. Does Medusa's petrifying gaze work in an anti-magic field?
Well, it's a magic-like ability. Actually, no, it's not a magic-like ability. It's just a thing that happens.
Oh, okay. So it probably wouldn't work. Besides, I didn't think it would work that way anyways.
Creatures instantly petrified, otherwise a creature that fails to save
it doesn't mention that it's magical. So it doesn't get affected by
anti-magic fields.
Or counterspell or dispel magic or anything.
Well, counterspell obviously wouldn't work because it's not casting a spell. It was like if it was a magical effect, then the anti-magic field would work. But if it's not, then if it's just like some strange fact of Medusa biology or whatever, then you got to look.
Yeah. So after coming to the realization that Skirvo can't actually buy anything as of right now because there's nothing this shop can sell that Skirvo will need immediately.
Mhm.
And would be within his price range, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's
I mean, unless you want like magic ink or something like that.
a magic what?
Ink.
Magic ink.
What could I use that for?
Not entirely sure. I
What does
forgot
that
you're not a
do?
spellcaster. It's you need the magic ink in order to like write
Right. Yeah.
write
It's the
spells,
cost to
scrolls,
add
as
new
well as-
spells to a spell book.
Ah,
Which is specifically for wizards only.
yeah, and that would be
Or
a
not
spell scrolls and like putting things in the
Spellmaster
That would be
Grimoire,
more
all
useful
spells are already in it.
that would be more useful for Paimon than it would be for Skirvo.
Hey, yo, what?
Nope. Not even
Nope.
arcane tricksters don't have to do that.
Literally, only wizards have to write spells down in a spell book. Because Pale Masters are the only other ones that get a spell book, kind of, and then even then the Grimoire already has all the necromancy spells in it, and so you just need to write in your Requiem spells.
Yeah, so Skirvo is going to go ahead and wow, it's that late already? Skirvo is going to go ahead and get the and he's gonna thank her for her time and apologize that he can't actually purchase anything right as of right now. Spencer?
Oh my fucking god, he fucking dead.
Maybe he's having technical difficulties as well.
Keisha? It's Keisha.
Or did he have a mental breakdown when he realized it's almost 11? And we literally only did it, and we literally only did a
10:55.
shopping episode.
Maddie, it's 10:55. What is this episode going to be? Setting up base camp.
Shopping, as it were. We should. I would recommend we go a little longer, if only for the sake of double checking to make sure we can that there's no bad. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and ask Anastasia about that, if she would know anything.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, Maddie, did you get all the stuff you were planning to get besides bombs? Because I was
No.
Okay, because I was in the phase where I was having technical difficulties and didn't know what all was going on.
No, I still need to get a few more things.
Sorry, Spencer.
Okay.
Sorry, Joey and I kind of ran away with things a little.
It's
all
fine.
good,
It's
it's
fine. I
good.
was just like, wait, did something happen while I was in the process of switching the Discord
no.
from computer to phone?
No,
Which
it
would have
was
been on
just
I-
me. It was just
Discord
me
over the
having
phone.
This might
way.
be better. Give me a second.
It
Too
was
much
just
fun
me having
with the
way too
Medusa
much fun.
shop keep. Like,
He
wait a
left us.
second.
He left us. There you are.
He's back.
He left Anarchy.
He has
I'm the
returned.
DM again.
And Tiamat appeared in the distance.
Oh dear.
Tiamat swoops from the sky and attacks. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Skirvo.
Quick,
Hi,
run inside.
It just shows Skirvo having the first turn. Bugger. As he immediately dies.
Just sees her appear. Bugger. Hey, can we make a trade deal?
What was it?
I was.
Oh, okay.
I came to a thought because I can't actually purchase anything from Anastasia, so I was going to apologize for not being able to do so, and for taking so much of her time. But it also just occurred to me I could ask her about our little shack we found.
Hey! It's bigger than a shack.
Yeah, I know.
It's a 2-story shack. Get it right.
Yeah,
Very nice
so
shack.
Skirvo's gonna
It's a
ask.
nice shack. It's got indoor plumbing.
Anastasia, would you happen to know anything about the local area in terms of oh god, I'm completely failing in terminology right now. In terms of buildings and vacancies.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of vacant buildings around here because what is it? before the expedition, or is like not necessarily the one you went on, but the guy that was here before Bellatrix, who got here like 100 years or so ago, I think it was. I'm not too keen on the whole history of the place. You might need to go to the library for that. But the entire place was empty, save me for that big tower, and kind of like if there was a window, like if there's a window, she's just kind of pointing to the giant spire.
Yeah, points to the massive monolith.
Yeah, it's like people only seem to live in there, and nobody seemed to live anywhere else here. The whole place is just empty, like a ghost town of sorts. And so it's not too odd to see. Listen, trying to think for a second. So it's not too odd to see vacant buildings around here.
And there'd be no one would like claim to such lodgings.
Well, if it's inside the walls, then you probably have to pay for it. It's like, I know I gotta pay for my place.
Good to know. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for everything, Miss Anastasia.
Really, we're just a bunch of squatters.
Yeah, no, we really are.
Or an abandoned building.
Yeah.
Scops and
the thing is that I basically had found out something important, which is that if we're caught, we're in a lot of trouble. That is what I basically gleaned from that, right, Spencer?
Well, caught by whoever might be the person that owns this place, but once again, they haven't caught anyone after 100 years, so
unless they're an elf or a dwarf or something else that lives for centuries, plural, then they're probably dead. Even then, given the conditions of outside the wall, they're still probably dead anyways.
Yeah. So it's probably fine for now.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Otherwise, I guess I guess the rest of us are just kind of out of luck then.
Yeah. What's the usual rate around here for such a for renting out such plots of land?
Well, it's quite difficult. Give me a second. Stop. No. Oh, it's in an earlier section. That's why it's screwing up all this time. So, usually it's like there's a tax of sorts. I forgot who's like the main jurisdiction in all of this. So, but the place where I'm settling, I guess I have boarding, and so it's about 200 gold a week. About 200 gold a week. But then again, I don't know what size house you have.
I love that she just assumed that there's a place that we're looking at a place. But anyways, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for us, Miss Anastasia. I look forward to doing Unfortunately, I don't see anything I need this day, but if I ever do, I'd look forward to doing future business with you.
Well, the pleasure's all mine.
Yeah.
It's it was nice seeing some new faces, and you two definitely have some strange ones. I met that, polite way.
Yeah, Skirvo lets out a hearty laugh. Oh, none offense taken, lass. I recently found out I may be the last of my kind.
Oh,
And
there's-
his eye twitches and flickers between red and blue a couple times. So I have to deal with that.
Okay.
It'd be like that sometimes.
He's clearly suffering from an existential crisis that he's also may or may not be in denial about. You have a lovely day, Miss Anastasia, and extend a hand for another handshake.
She takes her hand and shakes it back.
Yeah. Very well. Come on. Well, Mr. Ticker, unless you've anything else, we best be off. Go to the others.
Yep.
All right, so you're just gonna leave the other Thry-Queen behind?
I
not
didn't
even
know what
ask
she
her
did.
to-
Did she leave? Did she stay?
No,
was
she's
she
just like
standing there.
there
or-
with you. And yeah, she's just standing there, and she's like waiting for you to say something
Oh, okay.
or do something.
I'm gonna turn around because apparently Ticker's been awestruck this whole time, and then I'm just gonna lean in. Would you like to take? Would you like to take your new friend? I'm gonna lean in. Would you like to take your new friend with us?
Man, we're separated for like 30 minutes and they
we've
already
adopted a new
girlfriends.
girl.
Meanwhile, I'm perusing arrows, and you are. What are you?
I'm still going through my list of
Okay,
stuff
yeah.
that I need to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through while they were having this
Like,
conversation.
out
and
of
I was
character, I don't know what I would say.
Yeah, she's just kind of here, and she's just kind of like studying you because she's kind of a weirdo like that.
All right.
You can tell she's not really like socially, integrated into society. Let's say,
I feel that.
even with like a perception or like an insight check of probably a 5, you could tell that she was probably an outcast of her society because she is albino, which means that she can't. Yeah, which means she probably
She
can't.
also doesn't have chameleonic abilities.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Which, by the way, I literally just stole from a book. That idea of a character in a chameleonic species who doesn't have chameleonic abilities and therefore he's an outcast.
Yeah.
well, Skirv. Yeah. So Skirvo's just gonna be. He's gonna look at Mr. Ticker, who hasn't made a move and is, for all Skirvo knows,
He's basically
I'm
lost in his own mind right now. Is what's happening.
Yeah. So he's thinking, he's probably, poor Sap's probably in love. So he's then just going to proceed to walk past Mr. Ticker and address this new white one, the pale one.
All right, the pale one.
He'll just I don't know what to refer to her as of right now because no name was given, and we'd probably because of how Thry-Creen names work, we'll probably have to give her a nickname anyways.
Ooh.
And I think I just decided on one.
Wait.
I just decided on
another Hyrie.
I just decided on a nickname that would be completely in line with what Skirvo would call her, and
What?
probably works really well.
What?
Pearl.
Did we just add another NPC to the party?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Skirvo's going to address her. Excuse me, miss. First of all, I need to make sure. Can you understand me?
She nods, and you hear a voice that's much stronger in your head. Unlike Ticker and other Thrycreen, who are more like empathic, she has a very clear voice.
Well, no,
in
that was
psionic.
meant to be a thing that was exclusive to Ticker. He's just
Oh,
his
okay.
psionics aren't developed because he was an outcast from a young age.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
all right. I thought we were just making that like a lore thing. That
No, that's just
all-
Ticker.
I was
All
too.
right, but yeah. But yeah, hers is very clear. Like even amongst that one Thrycreen that you talked to some odd 973 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Used to man the crow's nest. Pleasant guy till he got shot. He just wasn't the same afterwards.
What is it, strange metal man? You seem peculiar. She kind of cocks her head in a strange way.
Skirbo seems peculiar.
I love how she's more interested in the blue
Twice
than the giant metal man.
I would like to point out that Skirbo has just been called strange. Has just been called strange
This entire
consecutively in the last 2 minutes. So he's just gonna. Good. Good. It's good. Nice to see one that can actually speak properly. So no, and then he'll just lean back. No offense, Mr. Ticker. And then realize that Ticker probably didn't hear him in the first place.
Yeah, Ticker just kind of like nods, like like a nod of like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm totally listening to whatever you're saying. You could have said, "Let's kill the orphans," and I would have nodded.
You died. Oh, there we go. Okay.
We got our Spencer back. So I'm going to. I'm gonna. So what would you seem to be? You seem. You and Mr. Ticker back there seems to have made quite a connection. Either that, or you just broke the poor lad. I look back at him, and he's just probably nodding again.
Yeah, something like that.
It's more of the latter. Usually, people who are cut off from psionic networks like that usually don't do too well in these kind of cases. Maybe it was a bit too much at one point.
I was wondering if you might like to come with us. Seems like you could teach a lot to young Ticker.
Do we actually know if Ticker is young or not, Brother Thrycreen?
He is about adult for a Thrycreen.
Would we know?
Thrycreen only lived like 30 years, so.
True.
Yeah.
To be completely fair, everyone's young to Skirvo.
Yeah.
True.
Basically, as old as you can like stab someone, you're considered an adult in Thrycreen society.
Like
Well,
seriously, at
I
this
meant
point,
physical maturity.
yeah.
Yeah, like physical maturity.
And in terms of age, Skirvo's older than most dragons right now. Well, okay, maybe not most dragons, but there's a lot of dragons he's older than right now.
You mean like everything that's younger than adult?
Yeah.
Every dragon that's younger than adult?
Yeah. Anyhow,
Roll a
elder.
persuasion check, and it's like what's it? The Ticker can help if you want. Like if Ticker insists that she enjoy. Well, yeah. So whoever has the better persuasion, you can roll
+0.
it with advantage.
You have a what?
I have a +0.
So
It'd be up
+0
to
for
Captain
so +1.
Skirvo with advantage, I assume?
Yes.
That's how help works.
Well,
Good thing.
I went from insulting her / having his voice box completely break down.
Oh, so you're like in the middle of trying to insult her. It's like Ticker is like, oh shoot, I know where this is going.
No. What I picture is he's just like, is he just he initially goes, stuttering. He initially just goes, well, you. And then Ticker suddenly snaps out of whatever stupor he's in and punches Skirbo. Just gives Skirbo a hearty punch and then suddenly clenches his hand in pain. And then Skirbo's actual dialogue comes back. It seems you could teach a lot to you. It seems you could teach a lot to young Ticker. And yes.
You make a
and you
good
seem the
point.
friendly type.
I don't really have anywhere else to go at the moment, so yeah, I could do that.
Hell, all the more reason to come along. Then I have
another person added to our party.
Yeah,
and they don't sleep.
And then he's just gonna. We're going to need now, based on my recollection, most Thrycreen names are difficult to pronounce. How about we call you Pearl for simplicity's sake?
Pearl, like that organic composition created by clams, or was it oysters?
I think it may be both, depending on where you look. They're known for their. Excuse me a sec. Okay, sorry about that. Had to answer a door.
It was you whose door was knocking. I was like, I had to check mine too because I wasn't sure who knocked. Whose door was being knocked on.
Yeah. Anyways, I just go. Well, they're known for being. They're known for their value in beauty, and your carapace immediately reminded me of one.
Roll persuasion.
Oh, persuasion. Okay.
You're trying to flirt with her, or it sounds like you're flirting with her.
Nah, he's just being really kind and almost father-like.
Okay, whatever you say, man. Bro, you just called her beautiful. It's like, what are you doing?
Secretly a bard at night. Rogue by day, bard by night.
With his +1 to persuasion.
Average.
With his honeyed words. And an 11.
Rogue by day and bard by night. Or is it the reverse? Because you do the rogue sneaky things at night when it's dark.
Pearl's a simple name. And it works to her benefit.
Okay.
It was more meant to be a kind of encouraging thing, but whatever.
All right. She's like, well, directions speak as sure. I could go with that name.
Yeah, because Skirbo obviously assumed she didn't already have a name, because I imagine most Thrycreen prefer to go by their Thrycreen names.
Well, I mean, do you want me to write it out for you?
No. No, because I would not subject someone to that hell.
For reference, by the way, out of character, I used a Chiss name generator to get Ticker's true name.
Just a word salad.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah, that name you showed us, that is word salad.
I love it. So yes,
a new party member acquired.
Oh, what? No, wait. What was the Deltarune one? So we're gonna need to get a white, red-eyed Thrycreen lady.
Yeah.
Character token made.
Just the magician arcana. That's what it is.
Yeah. So, very well then.
Ugh.
Come along.
We have another party member.
Yes.
And the best thing is, they don't sleep.
Well,
Those of us who don't sleep outnumber those who do.
it is a pleasure to meet you, Miss Pearl. I'm Captain Skirvo. He'll do his classic remove the hat bow.
She is a bit curious as to like what you are actually doing, because she's not used to humanoid society.
There's going to be a lot of social cues we might need to catch you up on. I'm going to turn to Ticker. How's he doing?
Still kind of lost in his own thoughts.
Maddie.
He looks like he's getting a little better, but not much.
Okay, he's just going to turn back to Pearl. Aye, well, we best be going. And then turn back to Ticker, and then just grab Ticker by the arm. Aye, come on.
Pan back to Theron and Paimon. And as well as like the two other idiots that are with you. Okay, technically only Brobnar's an idiot.
Theron and Paimon and those two other idiots that are with you.
So Gretchen and Brobnar. So listen, I assume Theron's just like, this arrow is pretty nice, but this one has a little bit more millimeters of depth to it.
Ooh, there's some nice.
Brobnar's in the back. It's like, why don't you just choose that one? It's like, no, that would be too simple.
That one's a regular arrow. I need heavy arrows. I have a big bow.
Get stuff shopping list.
I have a small shopping list. I added on some special arrows, so rope arrows, whistling arrows, barbed arrows, and iron spikes.
Okay, we get it. You're horny for arrows.
Gretchen just straight up like gets like an entire barrel of gunpowder.
And then make Brobnar carry it.
So we've got an entire purple worm venom sack, a barrel of gunpowder,
A literal grenade.
a singular grenade.
Oh yeah, I'll give you the stats for it later.
Okay.
Our collection of stuff is just hilarious.
I'm gonna go to Fat Larry and say, like, do you have any like incense for like insects? Like
Incense, incense, you say? Yeah, it was like we got some. It's like usually the potion lady down the straight has that. Usually goes with that kind of stuff, but we could give you some off-brand stuff.
Okay, that.
Freaking Crocodile Dundee shopkeeper here.
I'm assuming that she also has acid. Not the drug. I don't do drugs, but not yet. But acid? Do you have acid? Like off-brand acid?
Oh, acid.
Acid!
What?
Like the drug, bro.
Yeah, acid, like a vial of acid.
Oh, fuck. I hit my... That make fucking hurt. Jesus Christ.
Acid costs 25 gold for 1 pound. Flush the contents of this vial into a creature.
I just want a little vial of it, that's all.
Yeah, 1 vial costs 25 gold.
All right, there we go again. Okay, you know what? We're just setting this to
damage.
LTE instead of using the data here. Okay. What did you say, Paimon?
Wanted to buy a vial of acid.
Oh, vial of acid. Oh,
yeah. That's what I was saying. Technically, it's 25 gold. Unless
I don't think he heard us for the last 2 minutes.
No, I didn't hear you for the last 2 minutes.
And then, do you also have like an alms box?
Oh yeah, we got. Wait,
Wait,
Alms
Maddie,
box.
what
Give me a second.
are you buying acid, incense, and an alms box for? Of all the things, that's just like
Why an alms box? Like a censer, sure, because a censer is an incense burner.
a censer is what you use to burn the stuff, but an alms box, that's just the box you carry it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's for money. It's for like alms.
Oh yeah, oh you're gonna go around with a poor box to be like money for the poor. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to participate, man.
But I was like, what do you need all these random things for?
So what you're saying is that you need to take a job. You're going to take a job with Gretchen as a money for the poor on the street.
Yeah, I'm a kid. I could get away with it. I could do the mouse puppy eye thing.
And I should take a more lucrative job as one of the
talking scarecrow.
as either a scarecrow or a guard, or a wall guard. But given the context of what I might need to do, it might be the same job. You know what? I'll put wall guard.
No, he doesn't sell an alms box.
Okay.
He does sell like crates and stuff, if that's what you're looking for.
Like a really small box that I could hold, and I could just like cut out like
a slot for it.
Yeah.
You literally are making
it more authentic.
Yeah, the poor box.
Small boxes.
Yeah.
It's like what you're looking for there, Les. It's like we got ones that's about time. But they can fit anything. It's like here's a little music box. It's just like, but you just take out the thing, and then we could just like do little crates for people that could just stand on, stuff like that. What you looking for?
A music box, like with none of the contraptions inside.
So one that's pre-built. I'm gonna go and ask freaking forgot his name already. There's a carpenter that works here. Whatever his name is, it's like, I'll go ask him. So he just kind of like rolls over. Because he'd be like that sometimes. It's like, yeah. So we got one of these pre-made boxes. I'll offer it up to you for 5 silver? 3 silver. 3 silver.
Where's good?
All right.
3 silver. And then the chick has the incense and the acid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Should we end for today's session? Because it's like almost 11:30.
I think we should end at about the point where we actually meet back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so that we don't end entire stores apart and then have to reorient.
What was today?
Well, I mean, okay, so you guys are on the way to each other's location, I presume.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now you guys are together.
Excellent. Excellent.
And with that, we're going to end
and there's
today's session.
Yep, and we have a new pearl.
All right. Might be back next week. Might not be. We'll find out later.
Can we do 3 consecutive weeks? Can we do it, laddies?
Thanks anyone who tuned in. See you later.